Okay, moving on. In the ABC review series, we have Derailed, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, the letter D, of course. Yes, so we're in letter D. Derailed. Derailed. Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. He plays a man named Jacques Christophe, a special agent who was assigned with tracking down a woman named Galina, who has a mysterious package. He's told by Lars to do this, and he leaves his family behind to go do this and they end up taking a train. And then some people hijack the train, and it's under siege to, again, both Van Damme, I guess. Yeah, so I've heard about this film. I've heard it's one of Van Damme's worst films. I didn't hate it. I think it was very good, but I didn't hate it. I heard some things in this film, like the editing and the direction. The editing in this film is terrible. It cuts. There's so many cuts in this film. And there's even a scene on the train where it does a split screen for no particular reason. And, you can foreshadow in movies, but the foreshadowing this is very obvious. They get in the plane, there's this British guy talking about his motorcycle. Within the span of a minute, he mentions the motorcycle 3 times, and you think, I wonder if that's going to show up. And it does, because Van Damme ends up riding a motorcycle later. And then, when he's saying goodbye to his family later on in the film, he and his son have this little thing where he goes like this. And his son does a spin kick, and you're like, gee, I wonder if that's going to come back. And it does, because he does it, and the kid spin kicks the thing out of his hand, so yeah, too much foreshadowing is obvious. Yeah, so up as we see Galina with pigtails for some reason, I don't know why. And she hijacks and she breaks into this facility and steals something. I don't know what yet, but Jacques is then sent to track her down, which he does very easily. And they're meant to meet Lars to give him whatever it is that she has. Now remember that. They're going to bring this to Lars. Just remember that. So they go to this. So they go on this train. And when they get there, they go to their train car, whatever you call it. And they switch compartments. Because Van Damme gets a little bit, iffy, and he, suspicious, and he changes cars. Compartments. With some rich cowboy guy who was in first class and agreed to do it for free booze, although I think you get free booze in first class. I don't know, but he and a British guy talking, that's when we get the exposition about the bike. And his girlfriend, who works for the Department of Health or whatever it's called, the health, whatever, which he does mention here, and then at the end he's like, oh, didn't I tell you? She works for the health department or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you said that. But, yes. So the guys get on the thing, get ready to hijack, but wouldn't you know it, Jacques' family somehow show up right at the compartment that he's in. Back the truck up here. They switch compartments. They would have no idea which compartment he is in. Yet they are right outside the door, waiting for him, to surprise him for his birthday. This makes no sense. It makes no sense. They would not know what compartment he's in. And this is proven when the hijackers go straight to the compartment they're supposed to be in, find the cowboy guy. But, yeah. They're after whatever Galina has, and it turns out it's actually a virus. A super smallpox virus that apparently has a very fast gestation period, because of course, there's an outbreak and people start getting sick like that. But also, it's very confusing because, so at first, before I get into this, of course, his wife finds Galena and thinks that she's cheating on him. He's cheating on her. But here's the thing. Why don't you tell your wife you're an agent? I mean, a lot of secret agents' wives, like a lot of like FBI agents' wives know they're FBI agents. So why didn't he tell her? I don't know. But so now she thinks that he's cheating on her, but he could just explain, hey, Lars sent me to get her, but no, this is my client. And of course she doesn't believe him, and she runs off. The daughter runs off first, and they all just kind of run off. And the hijackers have them in the other room while the other two are trying to sneak around. Galena disappears from this film like 3 times. Most likely because they didn't have anything for her to do. She just disappeared like, we have to find Galena. And I'm like, but she was right there with you, and then you disappeared, and then why does she keep disappearing? She apparently has sex with this guy, Cole. Mason Cole is the bad guy's name. She apparently has sex with him. They have a history, I guess, but he's supposedly with another woman who he ends up killing anyway, but who knows? Yeah. Now, they say that the smallpox, the original smallpox thing ended in 1973, although I've heard that it's actually 1979. There were actually cases. It didn't actually fully, like 1979 is when they cured, and didn't fully get over it until 1980, and there were cases between 1974 and 1979, so I don't know. But they said that in this movie, if you were born after 1973, you're in danger because because you weren't inoculated, before the thing. I was like, okay, sure. But then, so the guy's like, oh, so the British guy's like, oh, so we're immune. No, it'll just take longer. No, that's not how vaccines work, people. It's supposed to protect you. Yes, I know in the current state that the world is right now, that doesn't always work, but if you were not, and I don't know, inoculations don't always last either, but yeah, that can make sense. Why didn't, I don't know. They do get affected, but slowly. Who knows? But, yeah, I don't know. And we got a typical Van Damme action scenes. He's sneaking around the train, Die Hard style. He has help from the conductor at a certain point, but he makes contact with a general who tells him what's going on, so that they're aware. Because they had the cell phone jammer, and then he gets that done or whatever. But then Cole finds out that Christoph's family is there, so he holds them hostage and says, "You give me the virus, the vials. I will let them go." And he gets in there, and he's forced to give it to him, but he's not gonna let him go. So you see the thing, and he kicks it, and yeah. Saw that coming, but yes. Motorcycle chases. They think they've killed Van Damme like 3 times, and each time he doesn't die. Why do they keep thinking that he's dead? I don't understand. But yeah, the military says that, there's a bridge leading into Germany, and if they cross it, they're going to have to blow up the bridge. The brakes were cut earlier by Van Damme so that they couldn't stop and spread the virus, but now they got to stop, so they have to do like emergency brake or whatever it is. And one car goes over the bridge and it gets blown up, but the rest are okay, I guess. They're gonna fall forward, but you're able to get out before it falls. And there's a whole thing with where Van Damme's son disappears, and then just before, trying to get out of there, he shows up again with the vial, so that's convenient. Like, where'd you go, kid? You're disappear like Galena. But, yes, and then they show up, the general shows up and they're all in hazmat suits or whatever, and he's like, oh, okay, here's the files. And then Lars shows up. He goes, Lars, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, I had to make sure you're okay, Jacques. And he's like, so tell me something. How much money were you going to make from the vials? And it's like, wait, what? Mason Cole couldn't do this on his own. He had to have someone on the inside to help him. And it's like, wait. So you're telling me that Lars sent Mason Cole to get the files of the virus, even though the files were on the way to Lars? That makes no fucking sense. Why would Lars send someone in to get files that are going to be handed to him? It doesn't make any sense. It feels like they needed one last minute plot twist. And, we can have Lars being on it. Even though it makes no sense because the files were coming to him anyway. And then punches him, and then he and his wife are okay, I guess, and his kids are getting treated for the virus. And then he's like, where's Galina? One last time, and we cut to her stealing diamonds, and she has no nodules on her face, even though we saw them on her face earlier because she was starting to get sick. So how did she get cured so quick? Did she have a vaccine or something? I don't know. This movie is confusing. The editing is terrible. Even the action scenes for a Van Damme flick, I feel like I was watching Quantum of Solace. You don't have any time to see what the hell is even going on. Everybody calls this a piece of shit, and not really. There's some good quality. Van Damme is really good. He has chemistry with his son in this because it's played by his real son, Chris Van Damme. And I didn't mind the villain if it's a stock villain, but there's a plot twist and Galena disappears because it's convenient for the plot. I don't know. And the fact that his family shows up out of the blue, how did they know he was going to be on that train? How did they know what compartment they were going? How did they know what compartment he was going to be at? Because they switched compartments. It just doesn't make any sense. Too much foreshadowing with the guy and the motorcycle, and then just too much. I'm going to say, when it comes to Derailed, it sits firmly in the middle of the road. All right? Because I just can't. I don't know. I gave it a chance, but middle of the road. So that's D. For the letter E, in the next video, we are going to stay within the early 2000s. This time, it's a creature feature starring David Arquette. Till then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.